Welcome to the Speak and Get What You Want podcast, where you learn to communicate like the world's most successful leaders. Now, here are your hosts, TK Stratton and Chad Kirby. What causes a 17-year-old to save their money so they can invest in real estate? Or rather than just enjoy their summer, choose to go knocking door to door for summer sales? That is the subject of today's Speak and Get What You Want podcast with our guest, Kinsley Stratton. Kinsley, great to be with you today.
Oh, it's great to be here too. What's up, Chad?
Well, you know, it's interesting, Kinsley. It's you are, as many people would say, you're just simply wired differently. But I'm not going to say it's wired differently. I'm going to say you are just extremely driven. And
Oh, thank you.
let me ask you what caused you? I mean, when kids are young, they're saving their money so they can go buy candy, shirts, clothing, electronics, whatever. What caused you to say, okay, I want to be an entrepreneur and I want to start investing in real estate?
I love the fact of real estate. You don't have to work. So you have your rental and you're just getting money every month and you're not even doing anything.
Yeah,
Well,
well,
there's a little work behind it, but I love the fact that you don't have to go into work every day. You're just you're getting money in your bank account every month for not doing anything.
and you know what's interesting about that, Kinsley, because I've seen your rental properties. I've seen you out working those properties. I've seen you out in the yard and cleaning and doing so much. So when you say you don't have to work, well, you're working hard. So maybe it's a different kind of work.
It doesn't feel like work. For me, it's kind of a passion.
Isn't that interesting? Wow. Okay, so you're so driven by real estate and excitement. I love that phrase that you just used there. It doesn't feel like work to you. It's just
Who said it? Someone who finds their passion will never work a day in their life. Who
that
said
that
that?
that's amazing. I think your dad did. I think TK said that,
There's so many people that say that.
and so we'll attribute it to TK. But Kinsley, I think it's interesting that when you start, I ask you, okay, what does it mean to have, why did you want to invest in real estate? And you said because it wasn't work, and then you quickly attributed it to you have this passion around real estate, which made you not feel like you were working, but you absolutely loved what you're doing. So,
Yeah.
but most high school kids, and you're in your last year of high school, most high
Mhm.
school kids are just caught up with high school things. And here you have summer that will be coming up in the not too distant future. And rather than celebrate graduation in your senior year, you've chosen to go knock doors, door to door, and do summer sales.
That's right.
Okay, what caused you to do that?
Honestly, my dad just brought it up one day, like, "Hey, it's something you can do. It's interesting." And I was like, "Okay." So I started making some phone calls and I got some information about it. And it just really appealed to me to the fact the more you work, the more you make. And just the commission behind it. So the training you get to do that is absolutely spectacular. And I've been going to the trainings 2, 3 times a week with my manager, and she's awesome. And I'm learning all these communication skills that you also teach on your podcast, and I'm just learning so much. And I feel like for me, I'm looking at the bigger picture. That's more beneficial for my future and investing for myself than going out and spending my summer not working, partying, and hanging out with friends the whole time.
Okay, so you say I'm looking at the bigger picture.
Mm.
What does that mean to you when you say that? I'm looking at a bigger picture. What does that even mean?
A bigger picture to me is looking ahead in the future,
Hmm.
a couple years, even just like a year from now. What am I going to do today or this week that's going to help me a year from now, or where I'm going to be?
Okay, so but a lot of kids in high school aren't thinking that way, Kinsley. So who do you hang out with in high school? Because most of the time you're talking to people that are going like, who are your friends? Because there's not a lot of 17-year-olds that are thinking down the road that far.
I honestly don't have a lot of friends and I don't hang out a lot with people. I'm
Really?
I'm very picky with who I hang out with. I have 3 best friends on the top of my head. And even then I'll hang out 2 or 3 times a month with them for a good couple
Wow.
hours. So we're all what I like about these girls is they're all pretty busy people
Mm.
and they each have their own thing that they're busy with, but they each have some kind of goal in mind, some kind of mindset they're driving towards. They're not just being a couch potato. So that really turns me off. I'm like, I don't want to just sit on the couch and do nothing. Let's go out and do stuff. And so these girls really help me do that. And they're really, on top of that, they're really supportive of my decision to go to do door to door sales and not go to school and make money. Like, for example, one of my best friends, Jocelyn, she got me her Christmas gift to me was a travel pack. Like, it had these cute little travel things for when I go to Detroit,
Okay.
like help me. And I was like, that is just so sweet. Like you're supporting me through this decision.
Okay, so then let me and I share this because Kinsley, you're a very caring person, and I've
Mhm.
known you for many years. You love everybody, and your goal whenever you walk into the room, you light up a room and you make people want to be better and to be happy. You and if we were to have more time, I'd you know you really at the heart of who you are is trying to make other people's lives better. That's who you are. But you
That is so
said
sweet.
but
Thank you.
Kinsley, oh, for sure. But you said something that I want to, giving the context of what I just shared.
Hmm.
You said I'm very picky with who I spend my time with. But Kinsley, you're a very caring person. So how does someone balance being picky who they spend their time with, but still uplift those around them?
I am kind of the girl in high school that knows everyone and says hi to everyone and is like, have you done anything exciting recently? Like, I want to talk about you. I want to say hi to you when I say in the hallways, but I don't say this to their face, but I'm not going to hang out with you outside of school. So,
Interesting.
yeah, so I I will spend time with those people, but I won't give them too much of my time. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. That makes sense. But why is that so important to you?
Because I'm very goal oriented, and if that person, me spending time with that person, doesn't line up with my wants or even my goals, I won't give them time. So I feel like the best advice I can give for someone my age or even a little younger or older, find out what you want. I feel like it's kind of like finding your purpose. Find out what you want. If you find out what you want, you can make goals off of those wants, and then you decide how you spend your time that will help you get to those wants and those goals.
It's interesting, Kinsley. You're 17 years old, okay, and
Hmm.
you say my advice to anyone that would also be 17. Well, Kinsley, that advice that you just shared works regardless of the age, and the reason why I say that and laugh as I do so is because Kinsley, that's probably one of the biggest things that I see in people when we're talking about speaking and getting what you want. So many people just have no idea what they want. And
Hmm.
so they don't really have a clear understanding of where they're going, their destination. And so you sit back and you go, well, I think the first thing would be get really clear on what you want. Well, then, Kinsley, let me ask you this. What is it that caused you to get, or how did you get clear on what you really wanted?
My dad just kind of brought up, he's been bringing this up for especially probably since my junior year of high school. Like, hey, you're graduating soon. Like, both my parents like, what are you gonna do? Let's talk about this. Let's have some conversations about this. And so even my grandma, she's like, God won't, my grandma's very spiritual, so she's
Okay.
always just like, God won't help you if you don't know what to ask for or don't know what you want. So I thought that was really cool because how am I going to go throughout my day or going around doing daily things and I don't know what to ask for even simple things? So finding out what you want I feel like very important for anyone.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Now, Kinsley, obviously, you're 17 years old. You have to have some fears. What?
Oh, I am scared all the time.
O- okay, but certainly no one listening right now would think that. Everyone listening is going, oh my goodness. They're just scratching their head going, she's 17 years old. She's articulating herself as though she's been on this earth a long time. So talk to me a little bit about how you've managed your fears and what are some of your fears? Let's be vulnerable here for a moment. Kinsley, what are some of your fears that you have?
I hate rejection. I hate being
Mm,
told no. And that's one of the reasons I want to do door to doors is I want to be able someone to be able to tell me no and I'll be like, "Okay, fine. Let's keep going. I'll keep doing the pitch or I'll leave." Like I
wow.
want to be able to be told no and be fine with it cuz I take it to heart and I don't want to take it to heart. So I'm trying to learn how to take the emotion out of it. Like they didn't mean that. I'm like it's okay. It doesn't hurt me. So why am I so offended or so hurt? I think being rejected and then being not having friends. I think that's another fear of mine because I'm so picky. So I'm like, how
Wow.
do I find good people? So it's really hard.
Well, Kinsley, you say two things there. You said I have a very large fear of rejection.
Hmm.
So, because you have such a large fear of rejection, you're going to go door to door sales. I
Hmm.
mean, that's phenomenal. There's a great lesson there because we all have fears, and I'm so glad that you. And by the way, you pointed it out very quickly, so it wasn't like you had to dig deep to figure out what your fears are. You're well aware of your fears and your concerns, but rather than let them control you, you're going to control them, and
Exactly.
and you're going to conquer that.
Grant Cardone, his TEDx book, I highly recommend. The 10X Rule by Grant Cardone. Such a great, easy read. I'm gonna murder this quote. He doesn't say this exactly, but if you're scared, it's probably the right thing to do. So if you're scared of something, it's probably your body's telling you, "Oh, I don't want to do it." So it's like, "Oh, I got to do it." You know? So,
Wow. And so here you're saying, okay, I'm going to take on these fears and I'm going to conquer them. Because the reality is, once you conquer that fear, I'm sure there's another one right around the corner, right? Because
oh,
you'll just start
definitely.
playing bigger and bigger. But you also said something else that I think is really important for everyone to have heard. You said you're not going to let the emotion of those things control you.
Mhm.
Um, Talk to me a little bit about that. So the emotions of things can be debilitating.
Oh,
They
it's
can be
totally.
frightening.
I'm still learning. I'm just starting to learn with my sales training. When someone tells you no or they're busy or I'm good, I don't want it, you can't take it personally because they don't mean that. They're not trying to hurt your feelings. They're just like they might be having the worst day of their life and they just probably got off a phone call saying their mom died and now they have a door-to-door salesman on their
Mm,
door. Like no
right.
one wants that. So it's better to act neutral and just take the emotion out of it. I'm still learning how to do that. It's incredibly hard, but I think just step by step and doing these sales training I'm doing and just learning how to communicate and internalize it and it's really important.
Kinsley, people have heard TK on the podcast say, ask this question, pose this question. For those who have listened, have heard it before, but it's um, what would you do today if you had no fear, right? What would you do today? How would you conduct yourself? And I'm not sure if you've even heard TK say that, but he says, what would you do if you had no fear? But you just shared something that I think is important to hear as well. What would you do today if you didn't take things personal?
I
And
think what were you going to say?
no, I was just, go ahead, please.
Oh, I think I'd be out and about and talking to a lot more people and I would probably go in the doors right now if I could and just
Right?
try and yeah, and maybe even go skydiving. You never know.
But you take things, you don't take things personal and you eliminate fear, and there's this huge opportunity before you.
Mhm.
And so but Kinsley, when I'm sure you've been ridiculed by peers before, because when people aren't as driven, and by the way, when you speak and get what you want, right? That
Mhm.
obviously causes people to be critical of you because they sit back and they don't want to put themselves out there, but they feel guilty because you are. So I'm sure you've received some criticism from peers or people your age. How do you deal with that?
Sometimes my friends get on me for like, I can't hang out with you right now because I have this going on. So I get criticized for that. I honestly haven't had a lot of criticism in that area. I'm very grateful for that because that's made me take my time learning things and to be more open about it than just getting shot down all the time.
Right.
Sometimes I'll do like little social experiments where I'm like, oh, I'll try to like smile day to day or go around and shake 10 people's hands. My dad's done that at church. Like, when we go to church, shake 10 people's hands. It's just, I think setting mini goals, like, it sounds strange. It's just like, today I'm going to smile more. Today I'm going to talk to 3 people about this subject. I think gives us just that much more determination to do things. And then when you're shot down all the time, like, no, I need to complete this goal kind of thing.
Right,
I
right.
think it's
And so as you set mini goals, but every mini goal you just shared as an example, I'm going to shake 10 people's hands. I'm going to smile at a certain number of people or whatever it is that
Mhm.
you set as your mini goal, all have to deal with connecting with other people.
Mhm.
And so it's interesting because so many of those listening to the podcast right now are thinking to themselves, wow, clearly Kinsley's extremely driven, very talented young lady, but yet has this deep desire to connect with other people. So, how does connecting with other people help you, Kinsley, become more successful?
I think it's in the title of this podcast. You get what you want.
Hmm.
So finding what I had to learn this actually recently. Finding out what other people want helps you get what you want.
Okay,
So,
what do you mean by that? Tell us more.
for example, my manager Elena, she's putting so much effort into training me and giving me so much of her time, and she's helping me with my wants and my goals.
Hmm.
I want even more training. I want even more help because I want to accomplish these goals so much. But first, Elena, how can I help you? I'm gonna make it like what you said. You make it about them. You ask questions. But this question, what do you want? And so, what's your goals, Elena? What do you want to do this summer? That's her name, Elena. And
Uh,
she's like, I want to become a partner in the company. I want my team to hit 3 million, and I personally want to hit 400K for revenue. I was like, great. I want to help you get there. Let's do this. How can I help you? Because when I make it about her and make it about what she wants to accomplish, that makes her want to help me even more and accomplish my goals. Does that make sense?
Oh my goodness. Yes, that makes sense. And it's amazing that you're able to think that way and to process that because that is such high level thinking, which delivers high level results because
Mhm.
success doesn't happen by accident. And so many 17-year-olds think that it does. You know, I often you talk to kids today and they're enamored with Mr. Beast's lifestyle, right? They're
Oh yeah,
enamored with what Mr. Beast does. But Mr. Beast works incredibly just an incredible amount of hours. I
it's
mean, it's
amazing. Oh,
crazy if you peel
so
back
much
the
work.
onion and see how hard he's working to become what he's become. It certainly doesn't happen by accident, and
Oh
nor
no.
nor nor is it for you as well. So, what as you have gone through life in your 17 years and investing in real estate, and now starting this door to door sales experience, if there was anything that you could have told yourself 5 years ago,
Mhm.
what would you tell yourself?
So I'd be 12, right?
Right.
So I think at 12, I was kind of like the social butterfly that just knew everyone, but again, I didn't hang out with a lot of friends. So I just kind of like I knew all the cliques. I knew so many people, but I had never had my own group. I never had a clique. I just kind of like went from person to person. So I would tell myself, like, stay where you are,
Mm,
stay in that social aspect. But at the time, I didn't have any real drive to do anything. I'd tell myself, you need to make some goals and you need to make clear what you need to focus on, and you need to go for that.
I
Because
love that.
your little bubble right now is going to burst and you're going to have to be exposed to the world. So you might as well toughen up now before it pops.
And I think everyone listening can understand why you're wired the way you are to a certain degree. You keep using that word goal,
Mm.
and and for goals are so critical, and so often people are just operating and going through life through the motions and not truly setting the goals like you keep referencing. Now, with that being said, Kinsley, what would you say to people that think, Kinsley, you just need to have more fun? You need to have more fun. I mean, you think about, you're telling us you're focused, you have goals, you're driven, all of the above. What would you say to somebody who just says, Kinsley, just, take some time off and just have more fun?
What I'd tell that person is they don't care. They don't care about their own life. So
Interesting.
it sounds so straightforward, but it's kind of true. If you just want to have fun all the time, where are you going to get in life? Like the kind of fun I'm talking about is like going out to the like partying and having fun and just hanging out with friends. That's the type of fun you're talking about, right?
For
Like
sure. Yeah.
watch TV. I think you need to figure out what you truly love and what you truly want to do, and what can make you money with that. I think that's so important. And so this is fun for me. I tell them that this is fun for me. This is what I find joy in, is spending my time with like-minded people that drive me even further. So when I do become rich, when I become financially secure and like amazing at sales and all these things I want to be great at, I then I'm going to set even bigger goals. I'm going to have even more fun with those.
I love that. I love that. Don't become complacent. And
Oh, exactly. Perfect.
I think that what you're saying there when you say, you know what, this is fun for me.
Mm.
And by the way, success is fun. When you're doing things that you're good at, that's fun. And yeah, of course it's great to hang out with people. Of course it's great to watch a movie, all of the above.
Oh, yeah,
But
I have nothing against that. But when I'm doing, I don't know who said this. It might have been Grant Cardone. I love the guy. He's awesome. Where you spend your most time is what you care about. So if I'm going to spend most of my time hanging out with friends and doing all this fun stuff, that's going to excel, and that's where I'm going to become really good at, is hanging out with friends all the time. But if I spend most of my time investing in myself and going to these college classes I'm taking, doing my sales training, getting my real estate license, that's going to help me excel even more, and that's what I should care about.
wait, so you can't even have your real estate license. You're
I
17 years
can't.
old.
So to anyone who doesn't know, you can buy the course and you can start taking the classes before you're 18. You just can't take the licensing exam, state exam, until you're 18.
And so you've been studying your to get your real estate. Wait.
Yeah.
So you have these rental properties. You are doing door to door sales, and you're getting your real estate license.
Hmm. Correct.
When are you going to take the test? As soon as you turn 18?
Um, Probably the same month. So I turn 18 in March, the beginning of March. So I'll probably get it around that same time.
Wow, that is fantastic. That is great. It's amazing. It's amazing, Kinsley, how much you can accomplish when you know where you're going, right? And
Oh,
so
100%.
we all, we're in elementary school. They're just like the fastest way from point A to point B is a straight line, right?
Mhm.
And too often we're just drawing lines all over the place. And so one thing that you said earlier that I just want to emphasize in these last few minutes is that knowing where you're going and having that clear purpose has really helped you, Kinsley, get you to where you are today.
I agree. I think just like you said, we find out what we want, Then we make a plan to help us get what we want, or those goals. I keep using that word. I love that word. It's in my like top 10. And then executing it, taking action. I think that's the third thing's the most important is taking action.
Oh, I that is fantastic. Now, as we finish, Kinsley, I just want to say this, and then you can give us your last comment. But that is, so many people make up excuses for why they can't achieve something or why they can't get to where they want to be or whatever it is. And you've sat back and you've said to yourself, I'm going to make these things happen. And regardless, I'm 17 years old, but that's okay. I'm going to go figure this out. I'm going to go figure this out. I'm going to make it happen. So, truly, when you talk about speaking and getting what you want, you can speak the excuses
Mhm.
or you can speak with clarity and go get exactly what you want, Kinsley.
Yeah, I agree. So take action, ask questions later, kind of attitude.
I absolutely love it. Kinsley, thank you for your insights, what you shared. Incredible, incredible insights from a 17-year-old that could absolutely change the lives of anyone listening, regardless of your age. Now, go have a tremendous day, everyone. Take care.
Thank you, Kirby. Had a great time. You're awesome.
See ya. Bye now.
Bye.